The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here at the Real Estate House Party. And we gotta introduce our fourth. We got the Beatles here today.
What was
we got
in your coffee?
We got the Beatles here.
Yes.
We got the A-Team.
Yes.
We got Lenny Clarke with us.
Who am I?
Yes.
You're on the A-Team.
Lenny
I
is
know,
our Joe Walsh to the Eagles.
That's right.
Oh,
Yes.
what a compliment.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cleveland, Ohio. You pulled that one out.
Yeah,
Because we
thank you.
can't say he was brought in like a Billy Preston because
No.
he's actually the fourth guy.
Right.
And I'm white.
Right. Yes, you are.
And Billy
To the best
Preston.
of our knowledge. To the best of our knowledge.
Billy Preston's fabulous. He's black.
He
looks
white. Yeah.
I'm whiter than white. Oh, my God, what happened? I used to be tan.
You are very white.
I know. I'm so white. I've got the privilege back.
All right.
Now I've been watching a lot of interviews with Lenny Clarke, and you've been saying a lot. They always ask you the same questions, and then you probably get the same thing too. And I'm not going to ask this.
Okay.
How has comedy changed over the years?
Just asked
But no.
it.
But I'm going to say, you always say, "Oh, it's changed a lot." It hasn't changed you guys that much.
Not that much.
Yeah. You still.
Me? Yeah. I licked the boot master. I am humbled.
I still think you come up with some gems.
I don't want to be the guy to go, you can't do it anymore.
I know.
You're
That's.
out.
I think that's probably your hardest thing. At
I
this
don't know,
point,
but
right?
they say that cancel culture's over. That
That's what I mean.
Well, let me tell you, they're wrong.
They're-
I can fix that. I don't want it.
No, you don't want it.
I hate cancel culture. I'll go into transition if need be. I will. I'm in my 70s now. I'll go into the I'll become a them, a who, a thus.
Well, I think what you're worried about from all these interviews I see is you now represent a lot of charities and fundraisers.
So you got to be careful on that front.
Yes.
You gotta.
Yeah.
And,
Well, like Tony, you.
They're jokes.
Tony
right.
always is pretty
You-
politically
you're-
correct,
yeah, well,
unless he
you're,
doesn't want to be.
No, when I don't want to be, I
Right.
don't want to be.
Right.
Like
It's my sensibility.
It's the Subaru joke.
Yeah.
Is probably
Which one?
the Subaru
Oh,
joke.
that's fantastic.
I know.
Yeah, but it's
I
not-
want somebody to.
Yeah,
I think of him every time I see a Subaru. I think of Tony.
Me too.
Every time.
Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
What does
I didn't even know it
what
was
does
a
this
thing.
mean?
Right, that one's been taken
That's-
a bunch.
Yeah, everyone takes that one.
Yeah.
But
the
your
universal-
act has always been fairly clean, with not so many swear words and.
That's
Yeah,
true.
no, it's just
true. Yeah.
that's my sensibility. It's
You
what
say more swear words than he does.
Hey.
Or more than Lenny, which is unbelievable.
Yeah,
You're the most politically incorrect one out of the four of us. And
I
I'm
know
not-
it. I only do that in private.
I did a show.
No, you don't. We're on a podcast.
I
It's
did
being
a show.
taped for the rest of our
I
life.
did a show Saturday night, and I took a page out of Lenny Clarke's book.
Yeah.
Which page?
Which was, as soon as I got on stage, somebody started.
Heckling you?
Like the whole show is going, no one says a word. I get up on stage and a guy, starts answering my hypothetical questions, blah, blah, blah. And right away, I just ripped him up and down. I go, no, I'm
So
not
what
having
was
it.
that? Right in the
I'm not
butt.
having it tonight.
What was the hypotheticals?
What's that?
I wanna hear,
It
like-
was something about, please excuse my appearance, blah, blah, blah. And the guy goes, yeah, I can see that.
No.
Tough
It
luck.
it
And it ruins the joke. Right. And I go,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing this tonight.
Yeah,
Sit
good for
down.
you.
I said, I'll slap that tan right off you, you fuck.
Was everybody laughing?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it's funny you said that because I have been trying for the last 6 months to any hecklers, and I draw more hecklers than anybody in the world. I don't want them. They go, we think we're helping. You're not helping me, right? So this guy is answering all my questions, and then I go, I'll stop asking questions. He go, yeah, and I go, oh, am I glad you're here? I thought I was going to have to do this by myself. and then,
I know. I don't know why they heckle you. I mean, you guys are trained in this.
Yeah, it's what
It's like
we do.
giving us closing questions.
I think
Yeah, we don't want. I mean, we can deal with it. It's not that we're afraid of it. We just don't want it. We want to tell our jokes and go
Why
home.
do you want a heckler?
We don't.
It's like the first.
No, but you know what it is though. It's TikTok.
Oh,
Now,
Yep.
everybody is posting these short videos on TikTok,
Yep.
and it's mostly crowd work because they don't want to
Yeah,
burn
yeah.
their material.
that's right.
So
They don't have material.
They don't have material,
Yeah, yeah.
and the general population thinks, "Oh, this is what comedy is now. We're all involved in it."
Right,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're not. No.
One of the best you had. It wasn't really being heckled, and I know I've said this before, and I bear repeating. I'm sorry.
No, he always repeats himself.
I
so
do repeat.
I,
So some stuff is just I think of
I don't
funny.
know if it's senility or
No,
what it
because I do
is.
know
he
I'm
knows.
repeating it.
Okay.
So that's the
Oh,
difference.
okay.
When I start saying a joke like, your grandfather joke the other day. But anyway, we're in
grandfather
Marblehead,
Yeah.
and the wife is not really
Oh,
heckling
yeah,
her.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That
It
was
was
priceless.
Manchester by the Sea.
Yes, that was it.
And the woman stands up. She's got the sweater around her neck and the whole thing.
little-
And I had done my whole show.
And she has a broomstick up her ass.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
and
then
she had the apricot scarf.
yeah. It was the whole deal. And she
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
up in a very flourishy kind of way, so
'Cause were
everyone
you
knows
being
she's
like,
leaving.
Didn't you say something a little crass or?
No, I mean some of it. Yeah, I think I was making fun of Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like the whole by the sea thing.
Right,
It's
right.
like they go, well, we don't want to be mistaken for. Man, I go, no one's getting in a cab. And you say, take me to Manchester, Massachusetts. They take you to Manchester, New Hampshire. That's not happening. That's
Well, I beg to differ. Now, you got Uber drivers who 2 weeks ago were driving a Camel, and now they're in a car. Was it easy with the
Oh yeah, okay. But
point taken.
But you're politically
Anyway,
correct now.
right. But the woman stands up and in a very, that's it. I'm leaving. And I go, and I go,
you would have liked that.
and
song.
I go, you
No,
forgot.
we're leaving.
Yeah. And I go, no, you forgot your husband. And she goes, he'll be along directly. And the guy goes, no, I won't.
Is that great?
Have you done this? 3 weeks ago, I'm doing a show, and everyone is very nice. Everyone's so polite. All I want is to listen, and I'll spit out a lung for you. But these two dames in the back, I guess they talked to everyone's act, and they were miserable. And I said, hey, I said, let me ask you a question. Do you realize you're alone because you don't shut up? You know? She goes, you don't have dates, you're not around guys. I am a widower. And I right out of my trouble. Did he take his own life?
Oh.
And as it came out, I'm saying, what is wrong with you? But I couldn't let her know.
Of course.
I said, maybe I went too far. And then Johnny Peasy, God love me, went over, he bought a drink. She sat with me, talked with me, he knew her.
Because he knew she was a widower. That's why. Yeah, we know what Johnny was up to.
It just, you're gonna fuck with us. You're gonna screw with it. Be careful. It's like petting a tiger. You're not supposed to. Don't pet the tiger.
Didn't some heckler come after you very, very violently almost because you heckled his father?
Oh, that guy. Jesus, I'm doing a very ritzy event at the Mandarin Oriental, and it's for
The Mandarin Oriental?
Yeah, in Boston.
Oh, very swanky.
okay.
Really swanky. Everyone's in tuxes and gowns and stuff. And this guy, kind of asshole, I says, I wasn't even on stage. I go, what are you talking about? He says, you heckled my father 35 years ago.
No, sir.
And I'm here to, I felt like the guy in Princess Bride. You heckled my father was doing So I go, is he still alive? He goes, yes. I go, well, fucking let him get over it.
Didn't he have to be escorted
They
out?
escorted him out. And it was a good looking.
Honestly, he was probably a little.
And lit up. He was really drunk. And I'm going, I'm sending myself.
No, I meant a little crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, 35
Drunk and
years.
crazy.
Shit, I can't remember 35 minutes ago.
Me neither.
I'm going to punch him right in the throat. But they took him out of there.
I have lately been saying that comedy's not for everybody.
Oh,
No.
Right.
You shouldn't come to a comedy show if you don't want to laugh and you're not going to hear inappropriate things. This is why I think the banjo has been invented. People just need a banjo player,
Right.
and not comedy.
Right.
You know?
Probably right.
Yeah. They'd be perfectly happy to just sit and watch somebody pick a banjo.
Did you guys
I'm
have
good
a-
for about 5 minutes of that.
Yeah.
It's not a night.
No.
But I'll sit and listen. Good for that banjo boy or woman.
Yeah.
You know who I learned this from was Kevin Knox's one of his last shows.
Yeah.
God rest. I'm in front of, two girls in front of me, and one turns to the other one and goes, I don't really like comedy shows. I mean, you're at a comedy show.
Right.
I mean, just donate some money.
There's a reason why you're at a comedy show.
I've never heard that in my life.
We hear it all the time.
I don't like comedy.
Yeah, you'll see a guy. There'll be a couple, and the guy will be sitting in the front row, arms crossed, just staring, and she'll go, "Oh, he doesn't laugh at anything." I go, "Then what the fuck's he doing here? Why would you bring him?"
No, it's a serious question.
And why you up front?
Right.
I'm doing a lounge in Atlantic City about 35 years ago.
I thought you didn't remember 35 years
He
ago.
remembers everything.
Not
They both do.
35 minutes ago. 35 years. I can tell you what I was wearing.
It's a short term.
The
Always
short-
goes first.
So this guy comes in. Working a lounge is very, very hard, but they wanted to see if I could be like a Rickles lounge act in Atlantic City. And it's the mob. And I go, yeah, all right. So this guy comes in,
You weren't gonna say no.
and I'm doing my jokes, and people laughing. This guy's not laughing. I says, hey, man, nothing out of this is working for you. He says, kid, I just lost $35,000. There's nothing you could say that's going to make me laugh. I says, why don't you go try and win it back?
Did he laugh?
He laughed. Oh, my God.
Do you guys ever see that comedian that he's on Insta Reels and whatnot, but he makes fun of handicapped people or No, it's really cool. Like he'll pick out somebody in the crowd.
You might have to keep explaining. Go ahead.
In a wheelchair and say, "What the hell happened to you?"
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so funny and so.
Is he a real good-looking guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Not
Yes.
Matt Rife.
Matt Rife.
Very good because, but he's able to do those jokes that might offend people. But then he'll go, "Who are you here with?" And she says, "My friend Rebecca." What's wrong with you, Rebecca? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're with them.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is when I see somebody in a wheelchair, I immediately go over and introduce myself and thank them for coming down. I don't I don't mess with handicapped people.
You have a sister.
I have a sister in a wheelchair. Yeah. And I have and my mother was in a wheelchair. I was on Leno, and he says, I heard you bought your mother a wheelchair. She says, yeah, what's wrong? She's just lazy. but I have the utmost respect. Some people come in.
People sometimes get wigged out by people in wheelchairs and treat them with kid gloves. And I learned many years ago, and this comes from an old professor of mine at Mass Bay Community College years and years ago. And she goes, people are just people, and you should always, if you see someone in a wheelchair, and I always do this, do you need a hand? And you just ask, can I do anything for you, blah, blah, blah. And this past week, I found my limit because I was in a men's room, and a guy in a wheelchair came in.
You say, you want me to hold it?
And that's where I go. I go, this is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
There's nothing in a men's room you can go.
Yeah.
You need a hand with anything? Can I help in any way?
Speaking of public restrooms, remember when you were young, you'd go in, you close the door, someone tried to open the door, hey, I'm in here.
Yeah.
Now it's I don't know, a lot of times I leave the door open, and they pull it, I go, hey, can you check and see if I got it all? And they're more embarrassed than you.
Can I tell you my wheelchair story?
Yeah.
Ryan,
Is it from the?
It's Ryan Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
We're in an airport. Plane
get
gets
kicked
delayed
out.
about six hours.
Yeah.
First, when we get there, we're the only ones there, and the whole place, whole airport, whole terminal. Ryan was younger, a little bored.
No, he was 25.
He was 28, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But he sits in a wheelchair because there's no one in the whole place, and we're there so long. I think I fell asleep. Everyone's falling asleep. When I wake up, there's about 800 people in the terminal, and Ryan's still in the wheelchair doing wheelies and stuff like that. He falls.
Oh, no.
The whole place runs
Runs
over.
Oh my God.
Are you okay? I'm there, I don't know where to go with this. This is so embarrassing. I don't know.
He's not my kid.
I try to tell 800 people he's fine. He was just sitting in a...
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. And they're looking at me like, you're
an
the
asshole.
cruelest father I've ever seen. What do you mean, don't worry about it? So, all right, today,
Yes.
along all these lines,
Yes.
since I'm not going to ask you two or three or all of us any typical question.
Don't ask me anything.
I know, you're sick.
I got a
Get a
little.
little tickle.
Well, we're going to carry you. Ask us anything. We'll carry you.
All right. You guys are able to carry Kathy with this whole show? All right.
Oh, I love this game.
No. Sit down.
I see it.
I know. No, we've already done a lot of these, but I think we could probably go through the who's who.
No, I like the first one already.
Should I ask Lenny that one more time?
No. Ask it as a question. Which one of
Which one of you guys have got locked in the cooler?
Lenny.
Me.
Yeah.
Against his will.
Against his will.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't think it was against his will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he was so happy because there was beer in the cooler.
And blow and champagne and wine. You
thought you hit a home run.
I did. I said, well, I was so mad. I go, I'll show them. I'll drink everything in this cooler. As opposed to the one time I was in, I don't want to mention the place because they're nice people and I've met them over the years. I went into there was you got any beer? You got a cold beer? I had a little buzz on. Yeah, in that back in that cooler. So I went in and I look, hey, this beer's from England. This beer's from Ireland. This beer's from Australia. And I go, so I started taking them out. I was going to do a taste test of every beer in there. I must have went through 20 beers. I was legless. I come out of the cooler and I'm trying to walk out of the store. Says, can we help you? I says, yeah, like a lighter. So it was 89 cents for a lighter. I said, keep the change. I walked out. I was blitzed.
All right, so here's one for you guys. Kathy likes me on this question stuff. I'm jumping around a little bit.
All right, jump.
Because you guys have opened up for some, I love that, where they try to combine comedy and rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought
That doesn't work,
That was
right?
always very tricky.
Yeah.
Has it ever
can
worked
be.
any of your shows? Or?
It depends on the situation.
Like you've been with the Beach Boys?
I've opened for the Beach Boys, Steve Miller.
And you opened for the Beach Boys when they were white.
Yeah.
Because now they got the Beach Boys, black guys, Mexican guys, all different beach. A lot of them are the originals today.
It's an all-inclusive beach.
Yeah. Rainbow Beach.
The problem with mixing rock and roll with comedy is just like what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Like
someone might not come for the comedy.
Yeah, and they don't give a shit about you. They want to see
Many
the Beach
years
Boys.
ago, I got a job opening for a funk band called Frankie, Beverly, and Mays.
Oh, my God, I love them.
And it was at the Berkeley Performance Center.
Really?
It was early-ish in my career, and it was an all-black audience. I mean, it was a funk band, and they got me
and
opening.
You.
And I'm.
You didn't ask the joke. Is there any black guys in the room?
Well, this is it. Yeah, this is it. I'm
Well,
doing
we're
my
all
jokes,
inclusive.
and I'm doing my jokes, and they're getting titters, but not the
Nothing hitting home.
Yeah, I mean they believed I didn't belong there either. So about 6 or 8 minutes into my act, I go, "Oh, I get it. You're all black."
How'd that go?
And there was a noise, just like wasn't even
like
a
a
laugh,
rumble?
just like a relief, like, oh, he gets it. You know what I mean? And then from then on, it was great. I go, I got to stay here my time. We can make this easy or hard.
Are black jokes and white jokes different?
No, but the performer is, you know what I mean? And I think at the time, we were in transition.
You can't get away with the same things.
Right, and you couldn't find a black actor, to open first. You're going to get this crazy fat white guy,
From Charlestown?
From Charlestown,
Talking
right.
about camping with his kids?
Yeah, right. But you can turn it. You can turn a situation.
Whenever I have a black person come up to me and compliment me on the show, I go, really? I mean, I think it's such I'm so flattered. I go, really? You like me? Oh, we go to see you all the time. My wife, my husband. I said, wow, well, thank you.
Well, you're not infamous for saying that, right? Do we have any black people in
yeah.
I'm like, how does he get away with that?
Well, it's also sort of unique to New England, to the Boston area, that most of our crowds are middle-aged white couples.
Yes,
giggles, stock and trade and stuff like that. But when you go outside of here, you got to learn to work to all kinds of crowds.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to Key West.
Oh, I love it down there.
Yeah,
And that's going to be diverse.
it'll be very diverse down there.
Well, very diverse.
And that is amazing place to work because I didn't know how I would do down there, And I might be
running for your life.
I work Provincetown, which is very nice and they're very friendly and they're giving. And but you know, but Key West, they will knock you down and play with your balls against your will. It's you know, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
I think I saw that as I entered Florida.
Yeah.
We will knock you down.
I think they have it on the door.
Keep your balls safe. Watch your balls.
All right, which one of you guys with Roy Orbison?
Me.
Was that you?
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, I was on a 3-day tear, and I forget who was with me.
When did you stop your tears?
27 years ago.
Oh, was that long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God.
You too?
91.
A lot of help.
Wow. You?
And
Kathy's carrying the torch for the rest of us.
I'm trying to pick a date.
So I'm almost out of gas. My car's all busted up. I'm just on my last legs, out of blow, out of booze, out of everything. And I go into the place in Worcester, and I park the car, and I go upstairs, and there's this giant table full of food. And I was like, Yogi Bam, going, oh, look, oh, God, oh, God. And I ate everything on the, I mean, there wasn't one dish I didn't try. And then I laid on the couch and fell asleep.
Like,
and
really like Yogi Bam?
Out like a light. And then I hear music, and the guy's really, hey, I look up, and it's Roy Orbison. He says, you the comedian? I go, yeah. He goes, they're bringing you up right now. I go, oh. So I work my face up, and I do the show, and I see him in the wings watching me, you know. And he goes, my God. I come off, he goes, you were brilliant. You want to go on tour with us? I said, I got to get more blow. And I left Roy Orbison, and I think I hit one of the guys that worked backstage for $10 for gas. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to.
Now, how did that come about? How did you? Hey, Lenny, can you do a warm-up track for Roy Orbison?
He doesn't remember.
That's fair.
You know, I don't know.
How did you get the Beach Boys?
Well, you know, it was at the Melody Tent.
Oh, yeah, down South Shore.
yeah.
And I've done a fair amount of.
Oh, okay.
I've
All
opened for countless bands down there.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. A lot of country acts. Casey
really?
and the Sunshine Band.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Frankie
love
Valley
them.
and the Four
Yeah.
Seasons.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
So this is
tons.
I just hit one. I didn't know you had
I've done
50.
a bunch of them.
Now,
And
a couple of the
I've sung with the Beach Boys.
No.
Yeah, I sang backup on Barbara Ann and Little Do Scoop.
Really?
Yep. They invited me back on.
You're kidding.
Nope.
And Tony, this isn't one of those, let me up you. Because, you know, I'm the worst. I'm the worst singer in the world. Bar none. There is no.
Are you a good singer?
He can
He loves rock and roll.
Yeah.
When I'm in the car, people will come up and say, stop singing. You're ruining it for everyone. Well,
You're in the shower, right?
I was doing Lenny at CBS in 1990, and the Temptations.
Oh,
They'd
wow.
hired the Temptations for the theme song for the show.
Tell me you didn't sing with the Temptations.
I sang with. They had. I had singing
almost
instructors.
scary.
I had singing instructors. They sent me
Really?
tapes. They had the words. And I went on, and I was great because I was acting like I was a singer.
Oh, there you go.
And they said, you're going to be fine. They lift me up so much. And
Can
get
we,
ready. Here we go. Because that was the new,
ready.
that was
Here
that
we go.
1990. That was the CBS theme song. Get ready, because here we come.
Oh, we're going to look that up.
We're gonna look
Oh,
that
you
up
can
because I
find
can see
it.
the Beach Boys because you
We
can
gotta
kind
fact
of
check
roll
it,
with
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
We've all sung to the Beach Boys,
Yeah.
but singing in harmony with the Temptations.
You know how they say there's one song. You know how they say there's one song for everyone in life? No, not me. Not one. I can't
You're a
sing.
disco guy.
I love the disco.
I know
can
that.
dance. That's
I
how
know.
you can get sex. You know, when I was in high school, if you could dance, you could.
Yeah.
sing.
Could you dance a little bit?
I danced all. I
got a job opening for Steve Miller. And
yeah, he wasn't. Yeah,
Now he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
not the greatest of guys.
No, they were cordial.
He never
but
shows his picture on any of his albums. He doesn't want to get recognized.
He's not a good-looking guy.
Oh, is that what?
Oh, that's why.
'Cause I wouldn't. If he walked in here, I wouldn't know.
But and I had Gus with me. He must have been in high school or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were doing the sound check, and we were the only ones there.
Yeah.
So we got like
He's a good
mini
guitar player.
Yeah. We got a mini 20-minute concert.
Nice.
Really?
Steve Miller, just Gus and I.
No.
And
Ugh,
and
those are the best.
They finish up and they go, "How did that sound?" And I go, "I don't know. I think one of the backup singers is a little flat."
Now,
That means you better get up there, right?
right.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
now there was one time where I was completely obliterated, and I jumped on stage with the Tramps. This was at spring break in Miami Beach or Daytona, one of those beaches.
Tramps.
The Tramps,
Yeah.
Disco Inferno.
Oh, I know who
Burn
that is.
Baby.
I love that
And
song.
Burn, baby,
I
burn.
jumped up and I was singing, and they put the mic in front of me, and I just did the whole thing. I knew all the words. It was and the place went crazy. You know, but when you're drunk and all whacked out, and you listen.
Now I can see the Tramps. I still can't get over the Temptations.
Well,
Did you do the dance moves and all that?
No, I was just singing.
Why don't you share your sound checks?
No, I'm not going to do that one
Why?
again. No, because I sometimes tell my stories.
How about
too
this
much.
one? I opened for Dexy's Midnight's Runners.
Oh, my God.
Right? Yeah.
You're kidding.
Come on,
Good Night, Irene.
Come on, Irene. That's the only song they had. They kept playing it over and over. So after like the third, just come on, Irene. I'd say, and I go, yeah, I get the check. Yeah, and then I was out of there.
You said, I can't stand Irene.
Oh,
Eileen.
opening for Aerosmith was the most embarrassing and most wonderful experience I had, because the first night I went over to, they were playing at the Orpheum. They were coming back from one of their, breakups.
They don't
and
like
stuff.
one of my legends, but go ahead.
So I loved them, and I'm going in the front door of the Orpheum. People going, hey, there's a comedian tonight. We're gonna kick his ass. They're smuggling beers, and this is 40 years ago, 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And so the guy goes, like, come here. He said, what are you doing with these people? I said, what? He said, you're going to the artist entrance. I said, I didn't know there was an artist. So they sent me around back, and now I'm backstage with Aerosmith, and it's like Sodom and Gomorrah back there, right? So I go. Naturally, I didn't get to look at stage, and someone said, don't let the lights bother you. And they have I got on stage, and the lights, they're like runway lights at Logan Airport. And I'm telling a couple of jokes.
Can you even see the audience?
No, and they're throwing bottles.
Oh, my
and they're
God.
throwing cans, and they're throwing everything. And I'm ducking this shit, because I can't see it with the lights. So I'm just hoping I'm moving on the right way. All of a sudden, this kid throws a milk dud from the fucking top of the stadium. And
Why do people do
hits
that?
me in the nuts, knocks me to my knees, takes a breath away. Oh, now they're fucking crazy.
Oh, my God.
Stevie Tyler's bodyguard pulls my leg through the curtain, and Steve goes, hey, man, that was great. How much are we paying you? I go, $2,000. He goes, here's $4. Come back tomorrow night. So I don't want to go, but I've already been paid. I go back. Fuck the Rolling Stones. Aerosmith, the greatest rock group. It turned into like a rally. And so I come backstage saying, you want to go to Japan with us? I go, no.
That's the limit. I wish one of us had a Tom Hamilton story from the.
No, that's my favorite story of all time.
Tell that one.
And I've become friendly with Tom.
You have?
Since.
After that?
After that, yeah. But I've done
I love this one.
I've done
Oh, I know this one.
countless shows with him. MC'd his wife's charity events. I did ring announcing for an event. We'd been together many times, and every time he would see me, it was like he'd never met me before.
He's like Steve Sweeney.
Yeah. And you are, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, hi, I'm Tom. I'm
GFY, Tom.
Yeah. So one night we're doing a charity for St. Elizabeth's Hospital. We used to do that yearly. You did it a couple times with us. Janet Wu and, it's all the news people and stuff. And they sit me at the table. I'm going to do the auction. And they sit me at the table with Tom Hamilton and some of the other dignitaries or whatever. And I overhear Tom Hamilton talking to this guy who's just like somebody's son or whatever, and going on about Aerosmith and this and this. And I overhear the conversation, and I go, hands down, album or live, no better band on the planet than The Who. And the table goes silent. And Tom goes, what? I go, Who? The Who. Hands down, best band I've ever heard in my life. Rock and roll, any genre. And he goes, do you know who I am? I go, I know exactly who you are. And you'll remember this conversation, won't you?
One of my favorite times ever working with Tony, we're doing the auction for St. Jude.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's every every anchor from every major
'Cause you
network.
two are priceless
It's there, right?
together.
Oh, we unbelievable.
Oh, we
priceless.
work together. If you have an auction,
I know.
get you, Lenny and I.
I've seen you get
raise
$125 on a
think
Jason Farrakhan
I think
call.
we made $1 million this night. For
No.
I really do. It was
Yeah.
the swankiest thing in Boston. And we sit down, and we're at the table, and Tony goes, I'm hungry. I goes, I'm starving. So the centerpiece is like a cake. And I cut a piece of cake, and I said, you want some, Tony? Go ahead. And Tony said, we're eating it. And Ed Hardy from Jim, like, you can't do that. I said, we can do whatever we want. We're grown-ups. And our entire centerpiece was done before the
We just handed out cake to everybody. I go, that's our dessert. I go, well, not now.
Kathy, let me ask you, if these two were ever told, you can't do that,
It would totally get done.
Yeah.
it'll get done.
Wasn't there a, we got to wrap this up, but didn't you have a fundraiser? Was it Tony and Lenny?
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
North
me-
Reading.
Yeah, you're right.
North Reading.
It was
Yeah.
during the recession.
Yeah, I
I
was
said,
gonna
we're not
say.
going to raise anything.
It was
We're going
like
to owe
2000
money at the end of this night.
2008, right? Or
Oh, yeah.
whatever. And
With the guy that got killed the night before.
Yeah, Lenny's going on about the murder.
I know. I said, we're definitely losing money tonight.
who got killed?
There was someone in North Reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lenny and Tony and all
But
the
I'll
other
never, I'll
The only
never
reason
forget.
the family wasn't there is they were at the service.
Yeah, I know. But so nobody was raising their money, their hands, and it was so lame. You two picked it up very quickly.
Kidding
and
me?
You had the funnest time.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know how much money was
Oh,
raised.
it's classic.
Oh, we have a ball.
You guys had people bidding against each other.
I love
themselves.
that. Yeah.
That
You
was-
guys turned up
You
the
200.
volume
You
like
200.
this.
There's no one over there. I'm watching you.
Yeah.
You 300. You and there's no one sitting
It's my
there.
favorite thing to get a guy to outbid himself. I love that. Yeah.
No, you guys did a spectacular
Yeah,
job.
you
so if
two
you
are
guys
priceless.
are watching us,
Yeah.
anyone watching us, they're
We'll often
they're
look at
great
it.
hosts.
We'll often look at a go. Oh, I guess you like. He likes his children more than you do.
Or you pit the neighbors against each other.
Oh, yeah.
Or the spouses
Oh,
against
yeah.
each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
Well, I
Oh.
tell you what, we can keep talking about this next
Maybe
week.
we should have them back.
Yeah.
You think we can get off?
Capital, that's a capital idea.
All right. We better have you guys get.
Cue the music.
Because I have 7 pages. I got through 3 out of the 100 I was going to ask you guys. So thanks for joining us on the Real Estate House Party. Maybe we can convince Lenny, Kathy H., Tony V to come back next week and share us. Maybe we'll have them open up a little bit next week. All right? See you then.
Bye, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.